Bazothina abantu syndrome. Don't suffer from Bazothina abantu syndrome because abantu do not feed you. Abantu are not going to write the exams with you. Abantu are just not going to be there when course is chowing. Right.
Hello everybody, it is I, once again, my mother's daughter, Ramona, and I'm back with another video. Oh my gosh, before we continue, I just need to powder my face. I look so oily. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, we're no longer looking oily. We're gonna get straight into the purpose of this video, right? So I decided that I'm basically going to talk about varsity life in general and just my 2019 varsity life experience. I was in second year last year, 2019, and it wasn't the greatest year, it wasn't the best year. So I just felt like it's something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, but I'm glad I'm only doing it now when I'm out of the situation, you know, just out of that, because I feel like it's better, you know. Don't mind me busy flicking. Okay, yeah, so it's just really something I've been meaning to talk about, and this is the time. And I think this is gonna help a lot of people. There's a lot of people going through the same thing or whatever, similar but different situations, probably reacted to them differently, you know. So the first things first, if you watch my previous video, I did talk about some life-changing decision I made, which was to change my degree. Question: why did I do it? So first things first, why I did it is because the overall reason was it was just really too much for me. It was feeling like I'm forcing it, if you get what I mean. It felt like I was forcing being where I'm not supposed to be, and I was feeling like that for a while. And I did tell myself that, I was even like to myself, if come end of year and I'm still feeling the same way, and I'm still feeling like all my hard work is for vain or is in vain, then I'm leaving my degree. I'm changing my degree basically. And year came and it was not it. So I was like, this is it. This is just me having to stop forcing and leave it. This was a very hard decision because it's just like a lot. Like, you had this, and especially because I was doing BCom accounting, CA stream, and it sticks you to one road. So changing requires a lot of admin, going back, deciding what you now want to change to. That's the biggest part, deciding what you now want to change to. Yes, so changing and deciding what you are changing to, which route you're taking now, is very difficult, because I feel like when you're now in this path and degree, you don't really think about, if this were not to work, what would I venture in? What would be? Those are things you think about usually in matric when you're applying, and you're like, okay, if they don't accept me for this, I'm gonna do that. But you don't usually think about it when you're now within, if you get what I mean. So that was also something I had to think about and be like, what am I going to do? And I did end up figuring out what I want to do now, and I think I'm happy with it. Like, I feel like when I was changing and they removed accounting from my timetable, I felt this relief, man. Like, it's like I had this thing just on me, just always there. I felt this relief, like this decision I've made, I swear. And you know, disclaimer, it doesn't mean for everyone that feels some certain type of way about their degree or is going through stuff change. No, it's not like that for everyone, but I feel like it's a certain feeling you have when you need to change, and you know it. But it's also a thing of mabarbar bazothina abantu syndrome. Don't suffer from bazothina abantu syndrome, because abantu do not feed you. Abantu are not gonna write their exams with you. Abantu are just not gonna be there when course is chowing, right? So yes, in that essence, that's another part that's difficult. What are people gonna say? What is family gonna say? But sis, Mr. Sir, you have to do what's best for you. Ooh, I rhymed there. Do what's best for you. But anyway, no, on a serious note, you really have to do what's best for you in that situation. Thinking about what people are gonna say is just gonna drown you more. People are always gonna talk. The people gonna talk whether you're doing bad or good. Yeah. Being in a bad space and feeling like I was losing myself in 2019. A lot of people are gonna be shocked at this because social media lies. We lie. In social media, we say cause is chowing, carry laughing faces when we are crying. We type status, yo, cause is chowing, laughing faces, but in fact, in actual reality, busy crying. What I mean by being in a bad space and feeling like I'm losing myself is that I was really in a bad space the whole year. That's another reason I was like, this can be good for my mental health. This can be good for my health in general. I cannot be going through the pits, through the most for the whole year. No break. Like, it just gets worse. Like, if I wasn't working, if I was playing, I wouldn't be feeling the way I was feeling about changing the course and feeling like it's just too much. Do you get what I mean? Like, I was grafting, I was putting in work, but still it just wasn't working. The combos were just not communicating, to a point where I stopped going to gym, and gym is like my happy place. When I was going to gym consistently, it was beautiful. You know, I was happy. It just gives you stress relief. I know a lot of people say that, and people are like, but whatever works for you to relieve that stress. And for me, that was gym. So that's something that's just like, I stopped going to gym, started losing appetite, insomnia. And guys, there's levels to insomnia. I believe I was at the maximum level you can ever find. It got to a point where I wouldn't be able to sleep until I have to go to class. Do you realize? I wouldn't be able to sleep. Like, maybe sometimes the earliest, don't know what to call it, I'd fall asleep is 6 a.m. Sometimes I have a class at 7. So what's the use in sleeping? And that time Boroko is daunting you. Like, sleep is like, I am here now, and that's the time you now have to go to class. Sometimes I'd only start falling asleep at 8 a.m. Like, I was exhausted from within, and I could feel it. It was just tiring. Sometimes, like, don't really speak about this side, but it's really hard because it's just like people don't really need to know. But anyways, I'm already here. Sometimes you're just sitting, minding your own, maybe just chilling at that moment, or you're doing work, or you usually when you're chilling, I think just relaxing, then you just get this sudden, I don't know what to call it, wave of sadness. I don't know what to call it. And if you're a crier like me, then you just start crying out of nowhere. I had a lot of times where I just cry for no reason. I don't think it was for no reason deep down, but what I mean when I say for no reason is that I didn't know the reason at that point. I couldn't tell you I'm crying because of this and that. And that was just scary. Like, it just got worse and worse to a point where I'm not with the whole therapy situation. I'm not with the whole going to see someone to talk to. I'm not with the whole, but I got to a point where I was like, sis, maybe this is for you. Maybe you just need to go and talk, see how it goes. If it's not for you, leave it. Then you could, sis. Tried during finals, I tried to go and apply. It's tough. Apply for seeing a therapist, and then they were like,
it's too late in the year now, we don't take new patients. I was like,
problems do not wait. Depression doesn't wait. What if someone is suffering from depression? It doesn't wait.
It's end of year and the doctors are not taking any new patients. So we have to stop. No!
It was also a thing of just trying to stay positive. Trying hard. Like, it was really hard to stay positive. Like, losing my appetite, sometimes eating too much, sometimes not wanting to eat, sometimes. And I feel like a lot of people in varsity go through these things and family members don't know, and that's how they don't understand. And it also goes with usually environment, how far you are from home, how often you go from home, you go home. School today is not in line with me, but anyways, I just want to be home. I just want to be out of this environment like this. Whether you stay, especially if you're staying in this res environment, you feel it that you're at school, you feel it, you just feel everything, you feel it. Motivation to go to class declined. Like, everything was just exhausting. Getting out of bed was exhausting. Waking up was exhausting. It was just a thing of, I just wanted to wake up, go eat, come back, sleep, wake up to eat, come back, sleep. That's if I'm feeling like eating that day. That's how I felt like. So for me to be able to make it to class, I had to drag myself, like draining drag. And also middle of exams to Feb, we open in Feb. Holiday felt so short. Usually it feels long, and I'm just like, when am I going back to school? I'm tired of this place. This time, genuinely deep in my soul, I could feel it in my soul that I didn't want to come back. That's how much I just wasn't ready for this place. It's just so draining. Like, hiding it. Nobody is good at hiding depression like varsity students. Jesus. Okay, by varsity, guys, please, I'm not really meaning like university. I just really mean tertiary. Like, you see people on campus, they are happy. You see people are going out. Hey, I'm feeling jolo. Hey, shishi. Hey, people are grooving. Like, life is nice. And then you just sometimes, like, maybe at first you feel like, am I the only one going through this? Like, am I really the only one just feeling this depressed? I don't know. Am I really the only one? Then you like talk to people, because I spoke to my friends, and some of my friends were like, I also thought I was the only one. Like, just cry out of nowhere, just really feeling down. People are really good at hiding it. Like, people are good at hiding it. And I just feel like I'm also making this video to let you know that you are really not the only one that's going through that. You're really not. It's a lot of people, more than you think. Even the people you least expect, who are always laughing, who are always making jokes, you'll be very much shocked. People who always seem like they have their shits together, it don't always be like that. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, people are really good at hiding it. It's very important to check up on your friends always, just to say, check in, hi, good girl. Check up on your friends. Check up on your friends. And environment, I did speak about this a bit, but the university environment is very, like, the atmosphere just tends to feel very toxic at some point. It's just like being in that space, being on campus. There's no peace in the air. It's just so, you feel like, I felt like vibes are being transferred. Yeah, like I felt like it's very easy for vibes to be transferred here. It's very easy for you to also, even with this thing of just starting to cry out of nowhere, I started thinking about, I'm like, maybe it's also with the connections you've made with people, if you're friends. So these connections you've made with these people, like, they that deep that you start to feel what they're feeling, if you get what I mean. It's like that thing, you know, that thing when you're like, ladies, where you like have a friend, close friend, and then all of a sudden your guys' period starts being on the same page. Do you get what I mean? I feel like it's these rooms we live in. So many people have lived in them. So many people have left their spirits, like their auras in these. Like, my room feels like it needs cleansing. Like, she's in purple, or even just to burn scented candles, just to thingy. But then again, these places don't allow burning stuff in your room. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, and then the last thing I want to say is spiritually and physically, all of them declined. What you need to understand is that these three, what I realize is they're very much connected. You need to be sound mentally, physically, and spiritually. Once you lose touch of one, once you lose touch spiritually, all the others start to kega a bit. Like, maybe, usually, what I think I'm not a professional or anything, so what I think, like, maybe you lose touch spiritually, that directly affects your mental space, like how you are now mentally. Because I feel like, I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, that affects you mentally. And once you start being drained and affected mentally, that affects you physically automatically, because now you don't want to do the things you used to do. Now you're just tired, because your brain is tired, your body becomes tired. As with being mentally drained, being mentally drained just makes you not want to do things you wanted to do anymore. That affects your physical well-being. It also affects your spiritual well-being, because you would do certain things to keep your spirit as one, and then now you're just like, ugh, I'm so lazy for that. Ugh, I don't want to do that. Ugh, do I have to? You know. So that's what I wanted to close off with, just to say that, like, you're not the only one who's really going through the most. Whenever you're watching this video, maybe you'll come up with this, you'll come pass this video later when it's now time for exams, and God is just like, ta-ta, you need this, you know. Or even you come across it now before exams. It's just something to help you know when you come into that situation. Remember, be like, yay, 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 I must do something about it now before something big happens. Or you went through it last year and you're just like, oh my gosh, yes, go, yes, what, yes, oh my gosh, you're speaking my mind, were you living my life, like what's happening, you know, type of thing. But just, you need to balance between mental, spiritual, and physical health. Like, you really need to balance. You can't let any fall off. You don't need to go to the gym to be physically healthy. Just do what you do. If you like walks are for mental, spiritual, and physical, because it just cleanse your mind. They just give you that thing. If you like walks, if you like, but find something also. Do not do anything when you're in tertiary. Do not do anything. I feel like that's the worst you can do. Not do anything. Something. Walk once a while. Take a walk once a while. Take yourself out on coffee dates. Do stuff that make your soul happy. Because if you don't do stuff, you're gonna get lost. Lose yourself more and more and more. And it's tough to remove yourself from that situation, because usually when you're in the situation, you don't realize you're in the situation. So really do things you enjoy. Don't let it be about academics only. That will just drown you, drain you, derail you, make you worse than you could have been, make you perform worse than you should be doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this reaches someone, even one person who really needed it, because I really felt like this is something I should do. Someone out there probably needs it, even if it's one person. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The button is somewhere down there. As I say, it's free, guys. It really is free to subscribe and enjoy more content from your beautiful sis right here, Mama's daughter, Ramona. You know what it is. See you in my next video.